I've helped collectors buy and sell millions in rare collectibles. The sale prices in this video are all backed by real data from top auction houses like Heritage. I know it makes coins and currency valuable, and today I'll break it down for you. We are going over some Kansas national banknote currency bills. Now, the bills that you see in this video are genuine United States bills that were issued to banks in Kansas. So what's really cool about this is when they were printing these bills off, they did so in multiple denominations over a relatively long period of time. Depending on which bank you have and the condition of your bill could make it worth a lot of money. Let's look at this first national banknote. It's from the Central National Bank of Junction City, Kansas, with the charter number 4284. Now, essentially, all a charter number is a unique identifying number attached to a specific bank. Now, every bank in the United States has a charter number. Depending on how many notes were produced for that specific bank can have a relatively heavy influence on the supply and demand for that bill. For example, this $50 bill was graded by PMG at a 35, meaning there were a lot of folds on this bill. It was brought out into circulation and used for quite some time. Either way, someone was able to turn a $50 bill into $336. So here's a non-graded $10 bill from the Solomon National Bank of Solomon, Kansas, with the charter number 9794. This $10 bill sold for $432. You can see that this $10 bill is in much worse condition, but it sold for $600. This is from the First National Bank in Dodge City, Kansas, with the charter number 7285. Even though it's in worse condition, this is a banknote that is in much more demand, and there were a lot less produced. So once again, coming down to the supply and demand thing. If you have one of these bills, you want to keep it very safe because the condition is ultra important on these banknotes. Once again, $600. Here's a $5 bill from the Farmers National Bank of Beaver, Kansas. You can see the charter number is 11177, which is a relatively unique charter number, and the serial number has a bunch of ones and a 7 in it as well. That is not a huge deal, but some collectors may look at that as a value add to the bill. This banknote was graded by PMG at a very fine 20, and it sold for $840. Here's a $20 bill from the Commercial National Bank of Independence, Kansas. Now, what's really cool about this $20 bill is the name on the bill, Independence. This is a United States note, and independence is a pretty big deal for us. So there are people out there that look at this banknote and say, wow, this is a great name on a banknote, and they want to pay money for it. There are a lot of national banknotes that have cool names like this, and they typically fetch a hefty premium on the market. This $20 bill sold for $1,140. Here's a $100 bill from the Howard National Bank of Howard, Kansas. This $20 bill has the charter number of 3794, and you can see the condition is not that good. The edges of the bill, especially on the top, are kind of chewed up and worn down. What's also kind of neat about this bill is that it's a serial number 3 banknote. So the more unique and fancy the serial number is on your banknote, typically speaking, the more money it's going to be worth. One negative thing about this bill is that there are annotations on the back top area of this $100 bill. By annotations, we're just talking about that blue ink. Even though this bill has some of these negatives about it, it still sold for $1,920. Alright, so this is a genuine large size $20 bill from the Farmers National Bank of Kingman, Kansas. What's really cool about this one is the fact that before small size paper money, which we're all used to seeing, the US was producing these large size bills. Some people give this bill a nickname of the horse blanket. Anything that's a large size, people call a horse blanket. Either way, this is a very collectible note, and it's a true piece of our US history. Highly collectible. People love a bill like this. It is from 1902, and you can see the corner is missing. However, value on something like this is still really high. This bill sold for $5,040. All right, $7,800 for the National Bank of Harper, Kansas. This $10 bill is also a serial number 1, as you can see by the serial number at the bottom left. This bill was graded by PMG at a very fine 30, and it sold for $7,800. $100. Now, these banknotes are highly collectible collectible. This is a $10 bill from 1875. It was graded by PMG at a choice fine 15. It sold for $9,600. And if you're just looking at the artwork on both the front and the back of this $10 bill, you'll notice just how beautiful these banknotes really are. The amount of time and effort put into these bills is really astonishing. This is the First National Bank of Larned, or Larned, Kansas, with the charter number 2666, and this $10 bill sold for $9,600. If you enjoyed this video, then smash that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next one.